Hydro MX.
Hydro MX. Hit the water as fast as we can on our motorcycles and with paddle tires, and we go as far as we can.
You either make it or you don't.
Well, we're out here in Genoa, Nebraska, out near the Loop River.
You know, the sand's really good. It's a really fine sand, and I mean, it's a nice, clean area up here too. You know, we enjoy having the off-highway vehicle park that we can come up to, and I mean, really, it's ideal. I have never found another place that, you know, we can even remotely try to do what we do up here.
Wet, wide open fun. You put in top gear, hold it wide open, hit the water. It's kind of spooky at first, but after a while it becomes a whole lot of fun.
I was really surprised that, in general, that you could get a bike up, you know, being that it has such small surface area on the ground, that you could really get this thing up above the water and hydroplane on top of it. You know, I guess I would have never believed it if I wouldn't have saw these guys do it a couple times before me. That's the main thing that blew my mind. And the other thing is just how far you can really go. I mean, I started experimenting, and I think I was probably doing close to maybe 300 feet. And that's quite a long ways. It's very interesting that you can go that far and that the paddle hooks up that good on water.
The bikes we're using are, you know, mainly just regular motocross bikes that you can go down to your dealer and get, but then we change them around quite a bit.
Basically, all we have is a paddle tire on the back. I did gear my bike up. I'm on a CR250.
CR450 Honda. Make some modifications to the air box, try to keep the air filters as dry as we can. Foam and that kind of thing to block out the air box as much as possible.
Take your crankcase vent tube, run it up high and zip tie it so that you ain't sucking water in.
Layer a couple spots with duct tape, silicone a couple creases here and there.
That, you probably want to wire tie your hand grips so them don't come off. Water and hand grips don't match, so.
We're running a 1448 combo for gearing, which allows you to go just a little over 100 miles an hour, you know, when you're fifth gear wide open.
And from there, just pin it.
I was a little nervous when I first hit it. I had it wide open. That's the only way to do it. You know, it's just to keep it pinned, and I knew that.
Right before you get to the water, top gear, fifth gear, just wide open, and then right as you approach the water, you want to just kind of get the front end light and settle the bike into it.
When I first landed in the water, it actually blew my feet off the pegs. There was so much spray coming off, and I think it was just because of the fact that I wasn't hugging motorcycle so much, and so I took that into consideration on my next pass, and it didn't come off. You still come across those no matter what. I mean, every once in a while, but you know about it more. You stick your feet in the pegs more, and you know it's going to happen, so you're always prepared for it.
It's a little sketchy out there in the water. If you're going to do if you are going to do Hydro MX, make sure you ride it first, and or walk through it and make sure there's no logs, so if you do go down, you're not hitting something underneath the water that you can't see. Make sure it's not real deep that you're going to lose your bike.
When you start feeling the front end go down, you'll see a bigger wake, and that's usually when you either need to shift down or reposition yourself. It starts bobbing really bad, the front suspension's starting to give, and
you'll start to get a hop, and you can downshift or fan the clutch, but it's kind of like interrupting the drive, and your bike will just start to hop and shake, and sometimes it makes it crash.
fifth gear tap, full on to the click, hanging on, hitting the water, skiing across 300-foot gap, turning around, doing it all over again.
On a smooth transition, you come into it and you can feel the bike just barely just kind of dig into it, and then it'll start to plane out, and then you know you're good for a while. But a lot of times we'd go off there and there'd be just a little bit of a drop, and as you come off, you sink quite a bit more, and then you get the hop right away. And sometimes it'll plane out, sometimes it won't. Just like you think it would be, you're coming through it. It's not an all of a sudden thing. It's just a gradual, and it just comes in, and then just a wall of water comes over you. You're just drenched.
After the initial plunge into the water, you feel like you're on glass as you're riding through there because it's so smooth. Not until actually you start losing speed does it get rough again, which was kind of amazing. You know, you're running into it and it's just, you have no feeling other than it just feels like it's 100% gripping in there. Everything's tracking and you can just move around.
I mean, it feels like 120, but it's probably realistically only around 95, 100. But you have to hit that speed to go the distance that we are across the water.
You know, you got everybody out there trying to do a different line, doing a different gap across this water and that, and so it's competitive because a couple of guys will team up and they'll say, oh, let's try this or let's try that, you know, and it's a good time either way.
One guy does one thing and the next guy's got to one-up him, so.
See who can one-up the other guy and outdo your buddy. And
yeah, I mean, you always got to one-up your buddy. Hey, if you did it this way, then I can go down here and do it a little bit longer, or I can do it faster, better.
It's just so much fun, just like I said, going into something sometimes that you don't know is kosher, and you make it through there and you're just pumped after that, you know, or all your buddies are watching, so they know that it was gnarly and they're pumped, and
keeps everybody on their toes and makes everybody kind of step it up a level too.
well, you know, all the guys that we ride with, each one of them excels in a different area. You know, like Bronco's a road racer, Harold's a hill climber. Everybody's got different aspects and looks at things differently, and it's just a great group of guys to work together with. And we all bring something different to the table, a different way of looking at stuff, different lines, and I think it really helps push each other. I mean, we all make ourselves excel. I think that's all them other guys will tell you too when they're out. You know, if you guys want to, you know, reinvent the sport, it's just all about fun and enjoyment. You know, and that's what we're out here to have fun, enjoy ourselves, get away from our daily routines and everything else, and that's what this is all about for us.
It's exciting. There's no other way to describe it. Hanging out with your friends, riding hard, doing things that you haven't done before, and just having that rush. So yeah, it was exciting and gnarly, and there's no other way to explain it.